I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode.
In 2002, just 2 years after being shot 9 times and dumped by his record label, 50 Cent boarded a plane for L.A. to ink a deal with Eminem and Dr. Dre.
Em just heard the music, and he did it based on the music.
Me and Dre obviously were not strangers to controversy. We were like, let's let this guy be what he is. Let 50 be 50.
They began working on 50's album immediately.
I remember Dre would send him beats, almost like an experiment. Let's see what 50 would do with this beat. And he would send it back, and I just remember the rhyme being so crazy, I almost fell on the floor. I was like, yo, this 50, I quit. I literally wanted to quit rapping at that point.
Say you a gangster, but you never nothing. You say you a wankster, and you need to stop running.
When Eminem put the song Wanksta on the 8 Mile movie soundtrack, the hype surrounding 50 Cent kicked into high gear.
Wanksta just blew up. It was making such a buzz in New York that it just became massive.
Wanksta is absolutely the anthem for the ghetto right now. We ain't gotta sell drugs no more. Make some noise! New era right here. Check my man out, 56.
But just when it seemed like everything was going his way, violence once again shook 50's world.
The rap world has lost a pioneer, Jam Master Jay of the popular group Run DMC. He was shot to death at his recording studio in New York City last night.
On October 30th, 2002, 50's mentor, Jam Master Jay, was gunned down.
A gunman burst into Jam Master Jay's recording studio and shot him once in the head.
Man, it was devastating.
When Jay got killed, it was such a surprise. I was supposed to meet him the day that he passed away. And I couldn't figure out why, like, somebody would want to do that. He's not, like, the guy that has a lot of visible enemies.
Police speculated that the hit was actually meant for 50.
They was putting out all sorts of crazy stuff. They was pretty much thinking that 50 had something to do with Jam Master Jay getting murdered.
All right, that's enough. 50 Cent is considered a potential target by the same person who killed rapper Jam Master Jay.
So it was a very upsetting situation. The police called and say, we think someone's assassinating rappers, and if it's Jam Master Jay, then 50 must be next.
They said maybe somebody did it to send me a message.
The murder has never been solved. Sadly, Jay didn't live to see 50 Cent become a star. In January 2003, 50 released the single, In the Club.
Go shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
And the club came and it was over. Life changed. Bye. I'm out of here.
When we did In the Club, I was thinking the celebration of life. Every day is someone's birthday, and then it won't get old.
A month later, 50 released his debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying. His time had finally come.
What's up? What's up? What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, gangsta?
It did like 800,000 the first week, and we was like, what?
And the second week came in and there was no drop off, and I was like, wow. I remember sitting on the bus with him, and he's like, I know this feeling ain't gonna happen again, so I'm gonna just sit here and just soak it up. He was amazed, man. He was amazed.
After a long and brutal struggle to make it, the ex-hustler from Queens suddenly had the world at his feet.
And the award for Best Rap Video goes to 50 Cent.
So just how big are you now?
Oh, great, man. I'm starting to get big, man.
He got that fame, and I think he just gobbled it up.
Between 2003 and 2005, I think I seen representation of every kind of God made.
The girls were there, man. It was crazy. It was nuts.
We go in the hotel room, and the girl just hops out. Like, how'd you get in here?
It's a transition because you go from the norm to being this instant sex symbol, and it's like people going crazy, and she's screaming, oh my God, and I'm like, me? Are you serious? Come on, baby.
But 50's hedonistic lifestyle came with a cost. His relationship with longtime girlfriend Shaniqua Tompkins, the mother of his child, was falling apart.
We know each other for about 13 years. She sees all of these women, and they make her insecure. And the relationship just went bad completely.
To make things worse, 50 looked around and saw almost no one he could trust.
Everybody starts to develop a sense of entitlement, even friends. Damn, how much money you made this year? Like, yo, you should buy me a car. You can't even remember them loaning me $5. If I could remember, I'd give it back.
We was doing shows, I would come up with some money like, yo, here's a stack. Like, you didn't touch nothing, right? Like, hell no, that's why I'm bringing this to you. He didn't trust nobody, so I always knew that. Never play with his money, yo, never.
But not even personal turmoil could slow down 50 Cent. In 2005, his second album, The Massacre, sold over 4 million copies.
I take you to the candy shop. I let you lick the lollipop.
The kid from Queens had what every artist dreams of, and now all he wanted was more.
I don't see a limit to how far. I feel like I can make billions and billions of dollars.
Coming up, bam, as 50's fortune grows, so do his enemies.
Beefs are a part of the hip-hop culture, so I've been constantly confronted.
The game was getting too disrespectful. He was on the radio talking mad.
He trash, you know what I'm saying? Garbage, y'all.
50 took it real personal.
When Behind the Music continues. By 2005, 50 Cent was more than just a hip-hop star. Not only was his second album, The Massacre, another huge success, he was now the ruler of his own business empire. He had his own label, G-Unit Records, and a budding acting career. Deals with Mark Echo and Reebok earned him millions more.
These my new sneakers right here. They come out in November, y'all.
He was thinking a step ahead of everybody. When they were thinking 50 Cent, he was thinking 50 Cent, G-Unit, the brand.
This guy still has a hustler mentality. But now we're doing the right things with our hustler mentality, not the wrong things.
50's biggest score was a venture with Vitamin Water in which he took his endorsement fee in company stock and reportedly came away with a cool $100 million.
Bam! He wanted something healthy. And I remember he's like, I want to do water. Huh? Water? Yeah, everybody drinks water. Man, that was the illest deal of the century right there. I wish I had stocks on that.
What other rapper you know got his own beverage?
We've made more money on our brand extensions than selling records.
But as his fortune grew, so did the criticism that 50 was losing his edge.
When somebody makes it, and he really made it in a big way, people get what they call haterade.
He's too successful, he's too rich, he's too this. That Vitamin Water was too good. And they just didn't want to see him win no more.
Street cred? I don't even know what street cred is. Like, the Vitamin Water deal is just good business.
To his rivals, 50 Cent seemed soft, and the rapper who made his mark by targeting hip-hop superstars was suddenly a target himself, embroiled in feuds with the likes of Nas, Jadakiss, and Fat Joe.
Beefs are a part of the hip-hop culture, so I've been constantly confronted.
So don't be screaming, get at me, dog. How you running for your life when I'm at your bar?
You can't knock him for shooting when everybody else is smacking. It doesn't mean that 50's starting with them. He's finishing the issue.
More than anyone, 50 knew these battles came with the territory. But he viewed one attack by his G-Unit label protege, The Game, as the ultimate betrayal.
50 embraced him, took him in, flew him to New York, had him in a mansion, recorded all those records.
I followed this man's lead and we hold it down.
I gave a lot of material that I created away. Like, I put that on to create Games album.
And I'm gonna shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
These were records 50 was writing for himself that he personally said, all right, I'm gonna take my verse off, you do this, or I'm gonna take my hook off, you do that. So he helped mold this whole shape.
But soon after The Game's debut album was released, he began challenging 50's authority at G-Unit, even consorting with 50's enemies. 50 also says The Game didn't give him proper writing credit on his album. A public war of words ensued.
The game situation comes from jealousy. Like, they want to be 50.
The game wasn't rolling as a team member like he should. When you're part of a crew, you're supposed to have the allegiance to the boss, and he didn't have that.
He trash, you know what I'm saying? Garbage, y'all. 50 in magazines, just on me every chance they get.
The game was getting too disrespectful. He was on the radio talking mad. 50 took it real personal.
Right now, I'm on the edge, so don't push. I aim straight for your head.
Not surprisingly, 50 had the last word, firing the game from G-Unit live on the air.
Well, game, we have no communication. It's a shame it couldn't actually be resolved in conversation.
Don't come to a fight with Fifth with a knife. You better come with your guns, because he is gonna destroy you.
Coming up, 50 raises the stakes with a bold challenge.
If Kanye West sells more records than 50 Cent, I'll no longer write music.
People like controversy, people like beef, and he knew how to capitalize it.
Are you really going to retire if he outsells you?
He's not going to outsell you.
When behind the music, 50 Cent had become a hip-hop king by taking on some of the biggest names in the biz. But by 2007, he was under siege from critics and rivals looking to knock him off his throne, which only intensified the pressure as he began work on his third album, Curtis.
I found myself in a space where I was in probably the most vulnerable state as an artist.
Every artist has that doubt in their mind of like, am I gonna live up to the hype? What is the hype?
To help ensure a hit record, 50 summoned his street savvy. The man who built his reputation on feuds manufactured one.
If Kanye West sells more records than 50 Cent on September 11th, I'll no longer write music.
With their albums coming out the same day, 50's bold challenge made headlines.
You said that if Kanye outsells you, tell me if I'm getting this right, that you will not make any more music.
Are you really going to retire if he outsells you?
He's not going to outsell you.
You know, by saying that, though, you set yourself up. I don't care.
The media and fans ate it up.
We set up the energy to get the consumers into a frenzy.
So you've got everybody talking about the battle between you and Kanye.
I mean, it's exciting, man. We made an event.
I don't have beef with anyone.
Actually, I don't like Kanye West till the end of this week.
Okay.
Because after I'm #1, we can be friends again.
Kanye, selling nearly 1 million copies in the first week, won the battle. But they both won the war.
Me and Kanye collectively created the largest selling week for hip-hop sales.
People like controversy, people like beef, and he knew how to capitalize it.
Kanye West gets the trophies, 50 Cent gets the checks.
Older and wiser, 50 Cent doesn't get caught up in controversy the way he used to. People can say what they want. Now he just laughs.
They find so many different things to say about me. Been addicted to cocaine in Croatia, been using steroids. For me, it doesn't matter. I get a chance to be the guy in the picture.
He doesn't really let a lot of that stuff bother him. It's just fuel to energize him to do the next level.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for 50 Cent.
I don't know what you heard about me, but if you can't get a dollar out of me.
50 shows time and again that he hasn't lost the edge honed on the violent streets of Queens.
Shout out to everybody in South Jamaica, Queens. Keeping it real, baby.
He's never forgotten his past. It's the fuel that drives his rhymes and still pushes him in his relentless quest for success.
I think that 50 wants to go back to what made people love him in the first place. 50's a hustler. It's pretty much in his blood.
Right now, creatively, I find more significance in the struggle. I reflect on how far I've came. If I could ask my mom a question, I'd probably ask her, how do I look? Because I know she's been with me the whole time.
People surprise you. You might think they're gonna be a nothing and wind up being a something. He just took off. I mean, like the wind is blowing, he just took off.
I'm an addict. I'm addicted to success. Fortunately, there's no rehab of success. And I'm in love with how it feels. I can't create a direct parallel to a drug, but it's absolutely my vice.